What's up, everybody? King of Fomo here, coming at you with your daily crypto update. Today we're going to be doing a live stream. We have a brand new Kaspa miner out on the market, at least coming soon, called the Wind Miner K9. So it's been a while since I've been making videos. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, I have other more important things to do than crypto stuff over the past year. But nonetheless, I'm still deep involved in the research of things like Caspa and other types of crypto miners. And just in general, if you don't know about the King of Fomo channel, this is a channel about making passive income over here in the crypto space. And personally, I found that the mining space, particularly with Caspa, has been one of the most profitable areas to be in. So before we continue, let's go ahead and just make sure that this live stream is up and running. And we are indeed live. So we're going to talk about, like I said, this is the Wind Miner K9. And in addition to the K9 being out here, there's been some other interesting developments when it comes to ASIC mining with Caspa, including Bitmain. So if we go over to the Bitmain shop right here, this is the KS3. So if you guys have been loosely following this whole Caspa mining bonanza that's been going on over the past 3-4 months so far, you know that the KS3 was pretty much out of everyone's price range, myself included, at like $43,000 a unit. Now, this price was by no means unfair or too high, because if you did purchase the KS3 miner and get it on time very quickly, you would have made ROI very quickly from when it was announced. So the big news within the past 24 hours or so is they've decreased the price of the KS3 from this right here. We're seeing $17,860. That's down to less than half price of where it was. That's a huge price cut. Now, some people are confused as to what to think this means for Caspa in the long run, because, I mean, let's be honest, these ASIC miners do sort of determine the price somewhat of what Caspa is going to be, right? Just like with Bitcoin, if the miners are extremely cheap and getting the coins is very easy, that can definitely affect the price of the coin. Not by, a giant margin, but definitely by a noticeable margin. So this miner being significantly cheaper is a pretty huge deal. So we're going to take a look at some numbers and do some comparisons between the current price of the KS3. Man, I was really thinking about pulling the trigger and getting this once this was announced. It was announced maybe 12 hours ago, a little over 12 hours ago, a little less than 12 hours ago, for this price drop, and now you can see that it is sold out. But unfortunately, I decided not to pull the trigger for a few different reasons. One, because Bitmain charges like a gigantic tax on just ordering one miner, so you get like a 25% tax, plus you have to pay duties, which is another like $3,000. So it does make the price go up quite a bit, but even still, I was thinking, man, that's still like worth it. But I think that the reason for this price drop, there's a couple of things. Some people are saying the reason for the price drop is because Bitmain has to compete with Ice River. Their KS3 has been higher priced than Ice River for a long time, and people have just been buying from Ice River. So that's what some people are saying. That's what some of the bigger YouTubers in the Caspa space are saying. What I'm saying is, I do think that just like we're going to see and talk about with the Wind Miner K9, I do think that Bitmain has other things in the pipeline coming out for Caspa in terms of more powerful miners. I think that's one of the biggest reasons for the price drop. I also think that that's sort of been the trend with Ice River as well. Every time they're doing price drops over here, and they do them more frequently, but less majorly. Every time they do a price drop, they have announced a new model. We had the KS1, then we had the KS2, then we had the KS3L, then we had the KS3, now we have the KS3M, and every single time they're doing, a couple of price drops, they come out with another model that's a little bit more powerful and a little bit more attractive, but still, so they can sort of monopolize the price of their ASICs. That's the way that they do things. You might not agree with that strategy, but that's just the trend of what's been happening with Ice River River, and I think what's going to be happening with Bitmain. I don't think Bitmain is just going to stop with the KS3 and keep selling these at $17,000 without having a more powerful unit. King of Fomo thinks coming soon. We'll see. But yeah, let's get into this. Let's get into all this. There's just so much to talk about. The other thing to look at is the hash rate. Let's see what the hash rate is. The hash rate for Caspa is currently 24 petahash. Now, if you guys are unaware, the higher this number goes, the less Caspa you get per miner. So every miner becomes a little less profitable because there's just more distribution, more pieces of the pizza cut for everyone, right? That's what this network hash rate means, and it also is more difficult for you to mine too. So there's sort of a kind of a two-pronged approach with that. But it does make the network more secure, number one, which is a good thing, and it does show you that a lot of people are mining and a lot of people are securing the network, which is another good thing because that means there's a lot of people joining and jumping in on the Caspa frenzy. So let's go ahead and go over. I want to do comparisons with price. We'll talk about why the wind miner just isn't attractive at all right now, especially with the Bitmain recent price drop. I don't think that this is a miner that's worth. I think that they have to be competitive. But let's take a look at this thing. This is 11 terahash. This is the most powerful Caspa miner publicly out there for sale. This is a brand new company called the Wind Miner, thewindminer.com. Now, some of the big YouTubers for Caspa that you guys probably trust a lot more than me and have better connections have said this is legit. And you know, some of these people are the same people that said, I don't know if Ice River is legit back then, and it ended up being very legit. So the fact that they were cautious with Ice River and they're less cautious with Wind Miner means that the connections they have, they must know that this thing is real. So that's not coming from me. That's coming from other people. I'm saying what other people are saying. Personally, through my research, King of Fomo research, which means that I don't have any connections. I'm just looking at the website as is. It's a little strange. As far as the legitimacy of it, they don't have any social media handles at all. They have no Discord, they have no Telegram, they have no X or Twitter account. They also have, like, their page is completely in Chinese, or at least it was when it first launched. It was completely in Chinese when you went to check out here. Let me see if they changed that. They also, yeah, it looks like they changed it to be in English. No, there's still a lot of Chinese stuff. Looks like you can't get it if you're in the United States. So yeah, it's still a little wonky. I also noticed some other things like I don't know if I can find it here. They had, like, the website is it's like a cookie cutter website that was poorly built, right? It's a website that I could create overnight, essentially. So I mean, that's a little bit of a red flag. Ice River was a little cleaner when it comes to the look of their website. It wasn't that much more cleaner, but it was a little cleaner overall. This website looks rather ugly, to be honest. But people don't really care about that. As long as they ship the miners, that's really the main thing that matters. Their shipping period is from October 30th to November 15th. Again, 11 terahash. If we take a look and see kind of what that means, let's go ahead and look at miner profitability. 11 terahash would be, what is that, like almost 2 KSMs. So this times 2, whatever we're looking at here, times 2. So you're looking at 173 times 2 is what's that, $440. Yeah, so somewhere around there. I think it's 340. Yeah, $340, somewhere around there for the daily profit if we were to plug this thing in right now. So that's actually really good, right? It's really good, and you know, you might think that $340 a day is worth it for what you're going to be paying for this thing. Which, let's get to that next. So you guys might have saw it if I rewind a little bit. What you're going to be paying for this thing is, let's see here. Let me make sure I get my chat up and running. Yeah, I wasn't looking at my chat. What's up, Black Sun? What's up, Oracle? Is it profitable? That's the question. That's the big question of the day, Black Sun. So the Caspa K9 miner is $42,000. But if you're making $340 a day, let's get another calculator out here. Let's get a calculator. and we'll do 42,000. Let's get the full meat and potatoes. $42,300 plus duties and taxes. So you can round that up. Like if you're ordering from WindMiner and you're in the United States, which a lot of my viewers are, you're probably looking to pay probably around, let's just round up to $50,000. Let's be honest. You're paying close to like $6,000 to $8,000 in duties once this thing crosses the border if you're getting it directly from WindMiner. So $50,000, and we're going to divide that by $340 a day. You're looking at 147 days of mining for it to be profitable. And that's 147 days of stagnant mining, which is not going to be the case. It's going to be longer than that because the network hash rate is going to go up. But still, 147 days, that's really good when it comes to if you're talking about these miners. These miners usually they don't ROI for a year plus, so this is about a half a year. But still, if you're looking at this miner, I mean, the only attractive thing about it to me is it's a single miner. If you're plugging this in your house, it's going to be the most efficient in terms of electricity. But I mean, electricity is sort of negligible when it comes to these miners because they mine so much money per day. Especially when you get to ROI, the electricity is going to be meaningless. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into kind of how I got these other numbers here. Gotta make sure I don't mess up these calculations. So, is it worth getting? So King of Fomo was looking at this $42,000. I could, drop the hammer and pick up one of these things and plug it in, but is it really worth it? If I look at here, we have the KS3M, which is currently $15,999, which is about $16,000. Let me see if I get my calculator right here. And you're looking at 6,000 gigahash or 6 terahash, which means you're paying $2.66 per gigahash, right? $2.66 per gigahash. Now, I know all this stuff might be gobbledygook words to you, but what that means is if you have you want a lower dollar per gigahash, right? That's how you know you have a very efficient miner. If you're paying $50 a gigahash, you're sort of getting ripped off, right? Because there's much cheaper miners out there. The lower the gigahash number, the lower this number that I'm telling you guys, dollar per gigahash is, the better, right? The cheaper it is, the more efficient it is. So that's Ice River's KS3M. This is Ice River's best, most efficient miner out of all of them, even the KS3. But it is currently sold out from Ice River itself. You have to go to a third-party vendor. Now, in other news, I don't think I told you this since I made my last video. I did order a KS3M, unfortunately, for this price right here. So that's going to be coming hopefully at the end of the month. And that'll go along with my KS3L as well. So I'll have a grand total of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll have 11. I'll have 11 terahash, just like the K9 altogether. And I'll have paid less than, yeah, I'll have paid less overall than getting a K9, just from buying a KS3L and a KS3M. A little bit less, not that much less. So that is that. 2.6 gigahash per dollar. So let's take a look at the other one. That's Ice River right there, currently the KS3M. If we look at the wind miner, right, $42,000 for 11 gigahash, 11 gigahash. Oh, you guys didn't see my calculator right there yet. Sorry, I don't have my whole screen up. But yeah, 2.6 was the last one, $2.6 per gigahash, which is currently the lowest. Next is the the K9 miner. So this one right here, let me get a calculator out on Google, that way you guys can see it. Google.com, and then we'll get a calculator right here, just so you guys can see what I'm doing right here. Okay, so we want to figure out the dollar per gigahash for this miner right here, the K9. Is it going to be less than 2.6? If it is, then yeah, pull the trigger on this one. This is the cheapest miner if you're looking for the biggest bang for your buck. If not, then you might be better off buying 2 KS3Ms instead. That'll get you more more Caspa per day. The only difference is you have 2 machines running, so you're going to pay for electricity for both of those machines. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what is the dollar per gigahash for the K9. We're looking at something less than 2.6. to be a winner here so far. So to do the math for this, we have to do 42,300, which is the price of the machine, divided by 11,000, which is the terahash or the gigahash. So 42,300, which is the price of the machine, divided by 11. Whoopsies. How do I go back here? 11,000, right? 11,000 gigahash, and that's going to be $3.84 per gigahash, which is more, right? It's a lot more, and this is why I said the K9 brain miner currently it's priced wrong, right? I don't think that anybody is going to buy this. I don't really see a reason to buy this. It would make sense if Caspa wasn't paying off so much, because again, it makes sense with electricity and efficiency, but because Caspa's paying so much per day, it makes up for that by just buying two miners that are cheaper with by a significant margin, right? This is a significant difference, $3.8 per gigahash compared to Ice River's KS3M, which is $2.6 per gigahash. Now, finally, let's take a look at the biggest news of the past 24 hours. This is Bitmain's latest miner. Let's go. That's not the one I want to look for. I want to see this one right here. So yeah, this is Bitmain's KS3M, currently sold out. Unless you picked one up earlier today, you're looking at it already. Does the calculation right here for you, $1.9 per gigahash. So this is by far the best, most efficient miner out there, the cheapest one you can get, because this is 9 terahash, 9.4 terahash, compared to KS3M's 6 terahash. And it's only $2,000 more expensive, right? If you can get this from Bitmain for this price without having to pay the 25% fee and the duties for importing it over from China, if you can get it for around this price or close to it, that's still the best deal that you can get. So King of Fomo is going to be on the lookout. What I'm looking for, if I want to try and get a KS3 miner, is, well, two things really. One, I have to look at a third-party website, right? Crypto Miner Bros, BT Miners, anything like that. These guys, they get these miners from Bitmain at a cheaper price, and they're able to nix the duties, right? So you're able to just pay ticket price and have it arrive at your doorstep without having to worry about duties or anything like that. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. Third-party sellers selling the KS3 for a lot cheaper. Right now, I haven't seen it. Right now, the third-party sellers are still kind of stuck because I think they ordered the miners at $34,000, $40,000, and they have to offload those. I don't think they can just cut their price in half or more than half. But if they do, that's the route that I would take. Duty-free shipping from a third-party seller. The second thing that I'm going to be on the lookout for is, I'm not even really going to look at getting the KS3. If Bitmain launches a new miner, which is again what King of Fomo is thinking is happening behind the scenes, even if it's more expensive and they're going to launch a 15 terahash miner, and they still have a price range of about this amount of dollars per gigahash, that is the one that personally I would be on the lookout for over the next 2-3 weeks, instead of really trying to snipe the price of this one right here. Who knows? Maybe this was just a sale for Bitmain's conference, and they're going to bump the price back up. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if that's the case. So that is the main news for these three miners. The Bitmain's price drop, the where is it? The Wind Miners K9 fishy website. Who knows? Like, the thing is, even though the website's fishy, King of Fomo, I would still maybe take the chance potentially if this thing was real. But it's just not efficient enough for me to even want to spend this amount, right? I'd rather just buy 2 KS3Ms from Ice River, who I know is legit because I received my miner from them already. Yeah, so what happens in 2 months when the token is worthless? Yeah, so that's the other thing. I mean, this is all a big, gigantic risk because Caspa's sort of defying what a lot of people are saying. But people have been also saying that Caspa is going the same route as Cadena. And I think I wasn't following Cadena too much, but Cadena, was in a similar position where you had super profitable ASIC miners, and then they just like cut the price gigantically, and then the price of Cadena like crashed, and it stayed crashed. So Caspa could go through the same route. A lot of people are speculating that that's going to happen, right? Because they're very similar. They have a very similar start, right? Caspa and Cadena, and they're kind of similar coins. But I do think that Caspa has a stronger community, so who knows if that's going to be enough. Also, Caspa's tokenomics and the way that they distribute the rewards are a little bit different. So even though you have a lot of miners going online, their schedule for emissions, the reduction for rewards for the people that have these miners is so aggressive that you can't, like, this isn't going to last forever. This is one of the reasons why I've jumped in on it. These numbers that you're seeing right here are going to go down a lot. Whether there's more miners online, whether people buy a bunch of those KS3s or not, it's coded so that the profitability drops quite a bit over the next like year or so. So that's why if you're mining Caspa right now, you should be mining Caspa and thinking about more the future rather than trying to sell all your tokens right now, because yeah, I think that's the better method of looking at things. But of course you can do what you want. I mean, selling your tokens right now, getting ROI is important too. But yeah, well, I mean, it's interesting stuff. Right now, if I were to look at anything else in crypto, there's not really anything that's like super exciting. It's been a very boring year for crypto in general. What else has been exciting? We talked. Pulse Chain was exciting until Richard Hart got sued. Now it's a lot less exciting, right? Pulse Chain is getting wrecked. But not as much like when I was talking about Pulse Chain before. It's not getting like absolutely obliterated, even though he got sued. It is down, predictably, but it's not like dead. Right, where's Pulse Chain? There's actually been days in the past month or so where, oh look, Pulse Chain's getting speak of the devil, Pulse Chain's down 12% today. Yeah, so it's hurting. Pulse Chain is hurting. It needs to have legs without Richard Hart. Who knows if Pulse Chain will actually get that? Yeah, it's just an unfortunate development with that. But I mean, yeah, this is sort of the year of regulation, the SEC really going after all these cryptos. And that's another reason why I jumped in on Caspa as sort of a hedge against Pulse Chain. Because Caspa is sort of immune to the SEC, kind of, not really, but kind of, because it's extremely similar to Bitcoin. I think the only downside to Caspa is the SEC does not like coins that have a centralized authority or centralized entity running them, because that's how they consider things to be securities. If your investment or if your coin relies on the work of one or two people or a group of people, right? Which, you know, you might say Ethereum's like that. Like Vitalik's the leader of Ethereum. That's not really the case with Ethereum, but there's other coins that definitely have a centralized leader. Pulse Chain is one of them, right? Pulse Chain has Richard Hart, even though you can argue against that too. Caspa doesn't, right? Caspa doesn't have a centralized leader, as far as I know. I think that it's very similar to Bitcoin in terms of development. I think there might be a guy who's like the Caspa guy, though, so that could be a problem with the SEC. But I mean, I think the SEC's got to sort out all their nonsense within the next 2 or 3 years, possibly after the next election. Man, I don't really like talking politics during crypto, but you can't really avoid it anymore. They're screwing up everything. Probably they should have figured this stuff out a long time ago, but now they're trying to act like they got authority when they haven't. They've watched crypto go by for the past 8-9 years. Yeah, top losers: Pulse Chain and PulseX. Boo-hoo. I wanted to see how far down is Pulse Chain from its all-time low. That's what I was interested in. All-time low was, I think it was earlier this month. Yeah, 3.6. Right now it's at 4.2. I think 3.6 was probably all-time low. Where is all-time low for Pulse Chain? I don't use Coin Paprika that much. I'd rather use CoinGecko. Pulse chain. There it is. All-time low, yeah, 63. This is about 2 months ago. This was probably right around when Richard Hart was sued. So 2.5. That's the sort of the positive of the Pulse chain. I mean, it's up since Richard Hart's been sued, almost 2x. But not that big of a positive. We could also look at this is what I like to look at too, Dex Screener. So Dex Screener, comparing all the chains. Shibarium is another one that was launched recently. I don't know if you guys are Shiba Inu fans. That one had kind of a flat launch. So looking here and seeing kind of how the decentralized crypto space is doing, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't really touched MetaMask in a very long time. So me in the decentralized world haven't really been doing much. There's actually some things that I should have been doing that I probably lost a lot of money on because I stopped doing. I gotta check that right after this video, actually. Something on Binance Smart Chain. But here we go. We have Ethereum. The number that you want to look at here is the 24-hour volume. That's how you know people are using the chain, and it is relevant, right? Ethereum's at $242 million of volume. Binance Smart Chain is at $120 million of volume. Coinbase's chain it's the number 3, right? It's been number 3 for a while. It's not really stopping. So it's good to see if you like Coinbase. Personally, I don't, because I'm banned from Coinbase, but that's another story for another day. $50 million. Arbitrum, ZK Sync. ZK Sync was another one with the big airdrop. Optimism. So yeah, these have been the top guys. Polygon's a little down. People have sort of lost faith in Polygon. And then you have Pulse Chain, right? Pulse Chain with $11 million. And this is how you know that Pulse Chain is kind of still relevant, because it's above all of this other stuff. And then all the way down here, you have Shibarium. Shibarium, like I said, man, Shibarium. We'll see. People Shiba Inu is a weird coin. Right? I don't know how that coin is still doing extremely well. But that was their sort of catalyst moment right there, and a little underwhelming Shiba Inu right here. Yes, but there's some other coins that I might jump into. Again, I'm looking at the passive side of things. These high yield investment platforms are sort of a thing of the past. A lot of these other smart contracts, they're not really good when there's just no volume. So that's why I'm jumping into mining. And my plan for mining is to sort of just mine some of these coins that have potential for the next bull run or the next upward movement, and then hold the coins. Right, I'm hodling. That's my strategy, to hodl these worthless coins. The coins will either be worthless, like Oracle said, or they'll be worth something. I mean, you can follow along with Caspa. I can show you guys how much I've made with Caspa so far. Yeah, but there's a few other ones that are out here, like Dynex, that I've heard people talk about. Octaspace. If you've been following the Caspa YouTubers, they've been talking about these type of coins. But at the same time, it's still a little risky for me because I don't have my own mining farm set up. My house is not compatible with any type of ASIC miners, so I have to send my ASIC miners off to someone else, and then I have to pay like $100 a month to have them have it plugged in. So it really is quite a bit of a gamble, because if I'm paying $100 a month for 10 months, I'm paying like $2,000 maybe for coins that are worth nothing. Potentially, with like what I just said with Octaspace and Dynex, and you can even mine coins like Ethereum Proof of Work, ETHW, with some of the, I think they're called iPolo miners that are brand spanking new. Those you can actually plug into your house. So these iPolo miners might be something that I'm interested in getting. I have so much stuff plugged into my house internet-wise, though. Who knows if it'll be good. Yeah, let's take a look at some other things. I wanted to show you guys. You're better off hammering copper into pennies. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it really just depends on the bull run, right? I think one of the things that I was trying to say is Caspa. Some of the price predictions people have for Caspa is, where is Caspa? Let's go down there. Right now it's at 4.5 cents. 4.5 cents. I think that I like to make comparisons to Shiba Inu all the time, because if Shiba Inu can get to a a $4.3 billion market cap and stay there for multiple years, then any coin can get there, right? Let's take a look at that. Let's see. Let's go to crypto. We're gonna go to coin perspective, and then we're gonna go look at Caspa. I want to show you guys how much I've made with Caspa so far, because I'm actually close to ROI of the base price for my KS3L, which is why I got a KS3M, since I'm sort of basically at break even. Now I'm a little over halfway to break even. Anyway, let's before we do that, I want to show my Caspa's rank 40 something here, 44. So if Caspa were to get to where Shiba Inu is, right? Shiba Inu is rank 16, right? $4.4 billion market cap. You're looking at a potential upside of 50, no, not 52x. We're not on Caspa. That's too much. I'm like, that doesn't sound right at all. Caspa, there it is. Now we're in the right space. Caspa were to get, oh man, I gotta go pick someone up. Sorry guys. If Caspa were to get to rank 16, that's a 3.6x, which is not too shabby, right? It's not a 10x or anything, but it's still pretty good. And that's the reason why I'm mining it right now, because if you're mining it, 3.6x is going to be quite a bit by the time it gets there. So let me show you. I'll show you this, and then I got to sign off, guys. This is my pool statistics. Actually, this is not my pool statistics. Let's type in my pool statistics. For my Kaspa miner, my singular miner right now. So it's running at about 5 terahash, which is where the KS3L should be, 5 terahash. KS3M, which is coming probably by the end of the month, should be at 6 terahash. Anyway, I started, let me look at my rewards from the beginning here. I started this on August 23rd. It's been a month. Has it been a full month? Yeah, this is the official month anniversary of my Caspa. I've been running it for one singular month, and the total amount that I've gotten, I keep having to do this, I gotta type it in again. Yeah. The total amount that I've gotten is $8,285, right? That's the total paid. Now, if I hadn't sold any of that, which I'm not really gonna tell you guys whether I've sold any or not, I spent, what did I spend on this thing? 24,000. I guess I'm not halfway there. I'm 1/3 of the way there, right? I'm a third of the way there. So theoretically, in 2 months, I should be at break even for Caspa if everything were to remain the same. It might take a little bit longer than that, but still, that's fine by me. And the other thing that I wanted to like show you guys here is, right, this is why I'm mining the coin and not really thinking about the dollars too much. It is a gamble, yes, especially if you're not at ROI yet. But let's just take a look at this. If I were to plug my number in here, so my portfolio calculator, this is how much Caspa I've mined so far. If I were to see Caspa with a market cap of Shiba Inu, right here, then I'm looking at, I can just scroll down here and show you, a potential worth of $38,000, right? $38,000, which is significantly more than what I paid for the miner. So technically, if we get to there, then that means this miner was paid off in exactly, 25-ish days, and then everything else was profit after that. So that's my hope for Caspa, if it can get to this level, this rank 16, which some people are saying that it might, or even if it just gets to this market cap during the next bull run, that would be great. If not, who cares? I'll eat my loss, and I'll find the next thing. Elephant Money is doing insane. Best chart in crypto. Elephant Money, is that like drip? Man, I wish I could stick around longer, guys, but I do have to sign off. Hold on. Let's see. Elephant Money. That's a smart contract thing, isn't it? Elephant. It's not on CoinGecko. Oh no, there it is. Elephant Money. So I've sort of been out of the loop with some of this stuff. So let's see here. Also, I don't have my chat showing, do I? Let's see. man. I messed up, guys. Sorry. Elephant money, futures. I'll look at this. I'll have this tab saved. I might not talk about it later if I don't see anything special, but we'll see. Oracle says sell it as soon as it comes south of the machine. Yeah, honestly, that's another thing I was thinking about doing for the KS3Ms. Though they've got super cheap, they get turned to $17,000. I was thinking maybe I should just scoop up some of these and like flip them. That would be really smart. But I didn't do that either because I didn't feel like forking up the cash. No ROI for you. Well, I'm a third of the way there. We'll see what happens. If Caspa crashes magnificently, then yes, I will not get ROI, which some people are predicting might be the case because of the giant price drop. We need another Kaspa or Shiba before it explodes. Yeah, we do. We definitely do, man. I'm on the lookout. If I can, like, honestly, because my brain is focused on the ASIC mining space, that's probably where I'm going to be looking. My brain is not really at all on the DeFi space right now, because DeFi is moving slow. DeFi moves really slow during bear markets. Alright guys, I gotta go. Maybe I'll sign on a little bit later tonight, but probably not. Probably tomorrow. Catch you in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. If you want to leave a comment in the comment section, figure out what we're going to talk about next time. If you're tired of hearing me talk about Caspa, I can talk about other things. If you truly are interested in some of the other stuff in crypto, just let me know. I know this elephant money, when you guys mentioned that, so maybe I'll jump into that next time if it's interesting to me. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.